All right, everybody, thank you for attending the weekly meeting that we do every Wednesday, just to kind of give you a brief overview of what is going on in my world. So the first thing that we always jump into is going to be interest rates. So interest rates as of last week were sub 6% for the first time in 3.5 years, which is amazing. And affordability again is definitely coming back into the picture. I haven't seen a rate under 6% in, like I said, 3.5 years. So that's great for any buyers that are trying to buy, or even buyers that have bought in the last 2 or 3 years that are paying over 7%. It's a great time for them to look at refinancing or saving some money or even going to a 15-year fix. So that's definitely a good way to start the year. And so then we're going to talk about the one thing that I do all the time, but I just want to make sure everybody was aware of it, and that is our pre-approval slash contract consultation. So what we do is we take more of a holistic approach than a lot of lenders. We don't just send a piece of paper out to somebody and hoping that they understand what it means. So we do a pre-approval consultation, which basically is a Teams meeting or a Zoom meeting, or we do it in the house, or I'm sorry, in my office face to face, and we really try to go through five different things with the client. That is going to be your budget and max approval. So a lot of times people have a budget, but they also want to know, okay, well, I just want to know what I'm maximally approved for. So we definitely spend some time and go over that. And that means going over, like, how did we get to that number? We're going to review their income with them, make sure we have that calculated correctly, their assets, their credit, and then also identify what type of program is out there to maximize their budget or approval. Then the next thing that we do is what we call it, just not what we call it, it's the cash to close. So we will look at what the down payment is, break down what their down payment is, what they're required, and also what are the closing costs. So what I hear a lot is the surprises I didn't know I had closing costs from when I get a call from somebody that hasn't done this before or shopping around from different lenders. We make sure we're fully transparent when that comes to be because we don't want any surprises. And then we go through monthly payments. We walk through what the monthly payment is depending on their budget. And we tell them what that principal and interest, taxes and insurance. And taxes and insurance, we definitely will go deeper into that because we will ask what type of properties that you're looking at. So it's going to be different if they look at a condo versus a townhome versus a single family, depending on where they're looking at in Palm Beach County and Martin County, different areas. So we try to give a real world example, but also tell them that this is, in essence, a middle of the road estimate. And we do play around different scenarios and tell them, okay, if we buy something cheaper here, buy something more expensive, it will cost more here, less here. So we make sure that they understand what they're getting into. And also setting expectations. So this has to do a lot too when we're pre-approval versus contract. So contract, we set expectations up front. What are we required to look at as far as the contract? Not just so much the closing date. We are looking at the loan approval date, when we need the appraisal back, and contractual deadlines and what to expect from my team as we roll through the process together. As again, this isn't like buying a car, this is buying a house. And we want to make sure that we communicate everything in the beginning, just to way if there's any questions, we can answer them and spend some time and go through that. And then also too, depending on the pre-approval, how long they have until the buy, we do an improvement plan. So we look at their credit, and if there's anything that we can do or help them do, pay down, pay more of, do things of that nature to get them in a better situation, we will give them that advice and put something in writing for them. As if somebody has a lease that expires in August and we're doing a pre-approval today, they have plenty of time to do that. So that's why I say always start earlier in the process in which you think so, because then we can look at this. And then we also do, if this is something we're doing as far as the pre-approval, we set up a follow-up date to revisit with them if they're not ready at this point or they need to improve on some things. So again, for us, it's not so much giving a letter of pre-approval, is so much more valuable when we get to meet with the clients, get to understand them, what's their goals, what's their pain points, and then we communicate that with everybody. We make sure that the real estate agent knows that, make sure that whoever needs to know that is on par with it so we can all work as a team. So that is going to do it for this Wednesday. So if you have any questions, feel free to call. And if I don't have any questions from you or whatever, I will see you next week. All right, talk to you guys soon. See you. Bye.
Bye.